Here we go.
Hello.
We are back from our next or that second 2-week hiatus.
Yeah.
New music, if you didn't notice.
New branding.
Ryland's roommate, right? He's the one who,
Shout out Spencer.
Little long, but it's a good beat, you know.
Yeah.
New artwork too.
Yeah, the artwork is pretty nice.
It's a, I don't know. I told Danger this earlier, Ross. It's a little Easter egg. It's actually our camping spot.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
I took it camping last semester, and if you look on that back mountain, it's hard to see. It's pretty small. There's a little picture of Danger holding the flag, climbing up the mountain.
There I am.
Back mountain. Oh, yeah, I see that.
Right side, yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Little Easter egg there for you.
Fun fact, the EMS had to drag me down because
that's why they call him Danger.
Beat my ass. It's also how I got a bid doing the same thing.
It's true. Welcome back, episode 4 of the Never Know podcast. Welcome
back to You Never Know. We got a very, very special guest with us here today. Was going to be our second or third guest, but, conflict of scheduling.
Yeah, conflict of interest,
He's
a busy man, so
busy man.
Hard to get a hold of.
Pretty well known. We got he's a junior. He is Mr. Think Pink as of now. That's about to change.
Yeah.
He goes by Mick, whatever you want. The one and only. He's rather a pimp or a simp, depending on the day. Mr. Jake McBroom.
Yes, sir. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, guys?
You got to do that dab up.
Oh, yeah, dude. Can you, dab me up?
Every guest, he dabs him up.
Yeah. My last one wasn't very crisp, but, it's all right.
We got that one, though. That one looked way better.
Yeah.
I heard it. Yeah.
How you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Excited to be here, learning a bunch of new things.
What kind of new things you learning here?
Just how the industry works.
Oh, yeah.
Sent with some celebrities.
It is a tough industry.
You were getting a little behind the scenes beforehand, how we kind of set up shop.
Yeah, shout out Ryland. Some good work.
Yeah,
some good work.
Some good work.
So, yeah, thanks for coming on. Glad we were able to finally get you on. When we started the pod, you were always one of the first people, we knew we wanted you on eventually, and glad we finally were able to make it happen. Everyone kind of knows you, but, kind of same format we do with everybody else. Like, where were you born? Where'd you grow up? How was high school? And then kind of what led you to come in here to Boise State? Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I'm from a small town, Fallbrook, California.
Beautiful.
Down in northern San Diego. Grew up. Pretty normal lifestyle.
Did you ever go to Tijuana?
I've been a few times. It's a good time.
Yeah, you can hold that mic just a little bit closer to your mouth.
Oh, sure.
Your little thingy's going to fall off, too. The fluffy thing. There you go.
Yeah, small town. Only one high school, so everybody kind of knew everybody. High school was kind of lit here or there. High school sports, football, soccer.
I was about to say, like Sneed, you were a starting high school quarterback.
Yeah, believe it or not, I was.
What's up with that?
I had a cannon, and they just...
all 4 years?
They had to see. Yeah, all 4 years I was, yeah.
Sweet.
So Sneed was a pocket passer. Was that you too, or did you run a little bit?
I was forced to run a little bit. Offensive line, shout out you guys. We're not very good. So I was kind of always on the move. But what brought me to Boise is just 4 seasons. Never experienced that before, so wanted to experience that at least once in my life, and why not during college.
A good football team?
Yeah, good football, 4 seasons. Louis was huge.
Yeah, that's big time.
Cut my tuition in half for sure. Yeah. So shout out Boise State for that.
It's a play.
Did you consider any other schools, or were you pretty set on Boise?
I wanted to go to Wisconsin. I don't know. It seemed super sick.
I got a buddy up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick.
It's cold, dude. My family lived there for they said 3 winters, so maybe 6 months or something. But they said it was freezing. That's where my sister was born, and she never got to experience it, but she tried to say she had a Wisconsin accent at one point. Like 12 years old, she just picks one up and goes, "I'm from Wisconsin." I was like, dude.
I don't mean to cut off your story, but funny about Wisconsin. So, Define the barbershop on Broadway?
Yeah.
Someone is like starting a taco truck like right next to it, and they're from Wisconsin, and they were giving out free tacos the other day because it was like their first like official like day open, or not even official, just kind of we were
Testing.
we were like the test rabbits,
Like
right?
a soft opening.
And they were from Wisconsin, and I'm like, nothing like some tacos in Boise, Idaho from people in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I bet the cheese was good.
No cheese.
Really?
It was like steak and beans, and they threw a cucumber in there.
Beans on a taco?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
You never had beans on a taco?
I don't like beans, so I don't get
Yeah.
beans on a
Missing
taco.
out.
I've never heard of the cucumber part.
Yeah,
but
that
I've heard
was
of a lime.
That was a twist.
yeah.
My just speaking of Wisconsin too. Why we all got connections with Wisconsin? Spencer, who made the graphic and the audio, is from Wisconsin too.
Damn.
Shout out Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Oh.
Yeah, for real.
All right. Sorry. So, did you ever go and see Idaho before you came here? Or?
Yeah, my grandparents live in Twin, so it was like hour and a half drive southeast.
Yep.
So I'd been to Boise once when I was like 10, but didn't really remember it. Just kind of committed here just because it felt like super sick city. AJ Richelieu, the boy, also
Yeah.
from Fallbrook. He told me this is a place to be, so I just kind of committed to it.
Yeah, dude. AJ's dope.
Yeah. But so you said Fallbrook's like a pretty small town.
Yeah.
It like I've only been there once, but it seemed like spread out. Like it seemed like bigger, like not as big as like San Diego, obviously, but it didn't seem like a small town. It seemed like pretty spread out and like seemed pretty populated.
Yeah, I mean, population-wise, it's probably like 44,000. But it's big on like nature and farmland and whatnot.
Okay.
So it is geographically kind of spread out, but
So some kids are driving like 30 minutes to get to school.
yeah. So I
Damn.
mean, compared to like cities around like Oceanside, Carlsbad, Escondido, where it's heavily populated, everybody's always there. Most people never drive through Fallbrook.
No, it's funny though. So when I was in Fallbrook, that was my freshman year. So you were still a senior in high school, and Eli drove me past like that high school. And little did I know that the starting quarterback at that high school was Jake McBroom, who would later become one of my good friends. How about
Yeah.
that?
That's funny, dude.
Small world.
Could have seen
Yeah.
him practicing. Never would
Yeah.
have known it.
I thought I was driving
It's like-
by like a 40-yard bomb, but
It was probably like 60 something.
true. So yeah, I mean, talk about like Fallbrook a little more. I mean, like high school, like kind of, what were you all about? Obviously you were starting
Yeah,
quarterback.
What's there to do there?
You surf?
I did. I surfed for about 4 or 5 years. Just kind of went to Oceanside. You have to really leave the town to
Yeah.
go and do
Is that your
stuff.
beach though? That's your spot, Oceanside?
No, mainly I would go to Carlsbad.
Like Encinitas or Leucadia, like around there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oceanside was just kind of like a hang out for the day type thing. Surfing was like Carlsbad for sure.
You a morning surfer or night surfer?
Morning.
For sure.
6 a.m. was kind of hard to wake up for sometimes.
I could never see you getting up at 6 a.m. today.
Damn. Yeah.
Unless it's for
You
that
have- you
9
have to,
a.m.
like,
shift at Fancy.
Do you have to like full wetsuit it, or does it really depend on the season, I guess?
It kind of depends on the season. But during the summertime, I just go board shorts and
That's sweet.
just kind of see what's going on.
That sounds awesome.
So you played soccer too, right?
Yeah, from ages like 6 to 18.
Okay.
I've seen him on the turf, man. Dude, he's still got the moves. He's still got the foot with him.
That's probably why he's such a good dancer. It just converts the footwork.
Yeah.
Line
sure.
dancing, yeah.
Very.
Just lost a pep in my step.
It's all
Dude,
right.
do we have an intramural soccer team?
We got one coming up in the next few weeks, I think.
Dude, I'm trying to hop on that.
We did a ASA indoor soccer tournament my freshman year in the rec. That was a lot of fun. It's like Diaz,
AJ played, right?
AJ was there, Toke was there.
Gerch.
There was a few guys.
Yeah.
Shout out the Courtyard Boys. Timmy just sent me a Snapchat. They're watching live.
Oh, let's go.
Shout
What's
him
up,
out.
Courtyard
Yeah.
Boys?
Good old Jimmy, #1 fan.
Ask
Yeah.
some questions from McBroom in the chat.
Let's hear him.
Danger's almost out of him.
I know him too well. It's like, what do I even ask?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, besides like soccer and like football and stuff, just like you're born and raised in Fallbrook, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I mean, like growing up, besides just Fallbrook being Fallbrook, I mean, like, how was it? What'd you do?
I mean, for fun, we just go
Surf. Just go in a circle.
Just surf and
Kinda, it was
football.
kind
and-
of like rinse, wash, repeat in a sense. But we'd always hit up this little taco joint, Rubber Tito's, best carne asada fries you'll ever have in your life. And then we had like a little air park. We'd go and hang out at sometimes like to like watch the sunset and whatnot.
Yeah, that was me a lot too in high school. We just like go sit in our cars half the time and like try to like be like, all right, I don't know what to do. Like, so
Yeah, I guess that's true.
yeah. Did a lot of people from your high school come up here, or was it just kind of you?
I'd
after,
say
like,
there's maybe
AJ?
like AJ, Eli, myself, and then maybe two girls they were both older than me, but
Okay. So like no one from your class came or anything like that? That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came. There were a couple people that came from my class, and I was like, I kind of wanted to go alone, but whatever. I didn't really see him that much. There's only like probably like one or two of them I still see pretty often, but yeah, it's kind of cool coming up somewhere and just having like no one. I guess your family's somewhat close, so that's nice. But just getting a whole fresh start, pretty sweet.
It's almost like a bittersweet moment.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
How was that for you, kind of coming up here? Like,
It was cool. I mean, I knew I had family close, but I was just kind of excited to get out of a small town and put myself into like a bigger population.
yeah, you weren't scared at all to meet new people. I mean, you had like AJ, obviously.
I mean, I was a little nervous, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm going to school here for 4 years. Might as well make the most of it and
yeah,
meet as many people as I can.
exactly.
Sure.
So was Matt? You roomed with like Matt, TJ, Kevin your freshman year.
Yeah,
Right.
Chafee, Kevin was my roommate, but Matt, TJ, and then our buddies Nick and Brennan, they were all on the same floor. So
Were you just randomized with Kevin, or did you pick him beforehand?
we had picked each other, but we like missed the deadline. So we each got randomly selected with someone else, and then both of the guys that we got roomed with kind of said the same thing, like, "Oh, like, no offense, I just don't want to room with you. I want to room with someone else." So it kind of worked out.
How was it sharing a room with Kevin for a whole year?
Kevin's an animal, to say the least. He's the boy. Love that kid.
Yeah, Kevin's dope. I stole a mask from his house on like the first day of school because I forgot a mask. So I saw, I think it was Matt Strecker on my way over. I just hopped in his house, stole a mask. It's pretty sweet. Matt almost had to wear like a pink sparkly one or something. But,
That would have been
You
cute.
would love that.
yeah, it was funny.
Matt always has like 5 masks in his car, but always forgets to grab one every single time. It's like,
I think I've donated like 5 masks to Brett just parking that courtyard, going to class.
dang. So obviously you're big into football and stuff like that, and I'm sure that's part of the reason you came to Boise State. And that's also why you're a Chargers fan, because you're from like San Diego-ish. So why are you a Dodgers fan, not a Padres fan?
Oh, this is the most controversial question in the world. Grew up watching The Sandlot. Benny the Jet Rodriguez, just he was dope. And after watching that movie for the first time, I just kind of like looked on ESPN, started following him, and from Yasiel Puig to
Wild horse.
to Cody Belly Bomb Bellinger now. It's just kind of, I'll still root for the Padres, but
Were you ever like a old school Dodger fan, like Garcia Parra and like Furcal and Kemp and excuse me, and Ethier and all those boys?
yeah,
or-
Ethier and Kemp, those guys were dope.
yeah.
I don't know, just kind of like from like eight or 9, I just kind of started watching the Dodgers. And the Chargers, man. Phillip Rivers, he's coaching right now. He's doing great for himself. There's 9 kids.
But Herb, man,
But Herbert
Justin Herbert's an animal.
Herbert is the boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oregon,
It was-
man, he's
It was tough to have him as a bye this week in fantasy. It was a rough week for me.
I had 5 of my 9 starters
Have a bye?
have a bye week.
Yeah.
That's
Same
terrible.
boat.
So do you remember exactly where you were when you saw that the Chargers are moving from San Diego to LA?
Sitting on my couch at my house, and
Courtyard?
no, it was like 2017, 2016, something
Yeah.
like that. So I was back home, but I was pissed.
Have they been in LA that long?
They've been in LA
Yeah.
since like
Or, like,
2017 maybe.
3 years now?
Wait, so
Yeah,
how
since
long?
our like sophomore year of high school.
How long did they play in LA? But like still reside in San Diego? Did they do that? Because they didn't, or did they go right to the Coliseum?
They
or
went-
What?
No, so
'Cause
they
SoFi wasn't built
SoFi wasn't built until like
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Like, year
Yeah,
and
so
a
they
half.
played in Carson at a old, I think LA Galaxy Stadium,
Oh, okay.
and that was rough to watch just because it was a smaller stadium, and the away fans just, outpowered the home fans astronomically.
Which is rare in LA sports.
It is, but at the time, I don't think the Chargers were welcome in LA yet.
Yeah, at the time, it's
Yeah.
kind of like everyone.
Are they welcomed yet?
I would say so. You got a $2 billion stadium that you're sharing with.
But I mean, let's be real here. Like, that's kind of the Rams stadium.
Okay, let's chill out with that.
It was built around the Rams,
I mean,
and the Chargers just renting it.
more or less, the Chargers doing well.
Just
so
like the
far.
Clippers technically rent the Staples Center from the Lakers.
That's true, yeah. But they got their own stadium coming here pretty soon.
It's true, because California just can pop up stadiums wherever they want, apparently.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Yeah. Yet Boise can't even have their own professional sports team.
I mean,
Go Steelheads.
population.
Yeah, we don't have the numbers for that.
Yeah.
I mean, soon. It's getting there.
Yeah,
I'd
Steelheads.
give it maybe like 10 years where it can start being like consideration for like a major team. But
Yeah, I don't even know what it'd be like.
The Star
Like,
Athletics.
is our hockey fan base bigger than our football fan base here?
I don't think so.
Is that why we have Steelheads? Like,
I think they just wanted to put a team in Idaho, and Steelheads worked out.
I
I don't know the story behind that. That's
I would
good
see a
question.
hockey team coming here before any major sport.
that's what I was thinking too.
Because I mean, football, it's Boise State football.
yeah,
Basketball,
Nah.
I don't think it's big enough here yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't either.
What else is there? Like lacrosse.
That's just not even like a
Yeah, is that like a
televised
professional-
sport. Not, it's like barely.
It's like
semi-
televised.
spike ball here
professional,
before
something
the
like
Yeah.
cross.
It's like they make as much as like a Chick-fil-A manager a year or something like that. I think I saw like a stat online. Like every ML like lacrosse player makes the same as a Chick-fil-A worker or something like that. That sucks. But I mean, they get their sponsorships and shit too.
Yeah.
True.
so came to Boise State. You had some family in Twin. You just kind of always figured you want to go here with the Wooey and all that. Kind of, how was your first like year here settling in? Because you didn't rush your first semester because you were a little scared, a little timid, wanted to kind of get situated.
I feel you.
How was kind of like your first semester transitioning to Boise?
I remember the day we had move-in day. It was August 23rd, I think. And Kevin had left with his family to go have dinner or something. And I just kind of walked around campus just by myself, just getting a feel for everything. Didn't really know anybody, so I was just like, oh, okay. And then that first day, Kevin hit me up and met some of the guys like TJ, Matt, and some other guys. And we went rope swinging up on the Boise River. So like that was pretty cool. Just instant kind of connections in a sense. I very, very regret not rushing in the fall though, because it would have been so much more fun.
Did you kind of like have the thing where you're like, oh, I want to figure out school and stuff before? Is that what you're?
Yeah, I wanted to like find that balance so I can
Mhm.
make sure I get everything done.
Yeah. That's kind of what I thought too. But then I was just like, I'll just go for it.
Yeah,
Everyone started telling me like, oh, spring rush kind of sucks. It's not as fun, or like people don't put as much effort into it. And I was like, I mean, like I could see that at some point, but then like when all the new members are just getting initiated, like they're pretty excited still, so they like still make it fun.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I just think too, like rushing in the fall, it's just like it's more exciting and it's a better experience because you have like tailgates and still the excitement of being like new to the school and stuff.
A lot
And
more
then-
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the spring guys are usually like
More
guys, people,
calm.
that people they already know, people who maybe didn't get a bid their first go, or people like you who wanted to kind of just settle in beforehand.
I'm in that same boat too.
It doesn't help that first month and a half of spring it's just snowing.
Yeah, dude.
So it's
Yeah.
like you get basketball season, and then you get like the springtime when everyone's kind of getting back into the groove.
Yeah. But even like spring, I've noticed like the end of like the school year, like, oh, it's getting warmer. Let's go like outside, and maybe do a danger or something like that. Like it's just not the same. Like and it always
Yeah.
feels forced. So it'll be like barely hit 60, and people will be like, oh, danger. Let's go wear shorts and stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't
Let's
know.
go wear our cutoff jeans.
Yeah, and by that time, finals is coming up, and people are
Yeah.
going home already. So I don't know.
Yeah, Deja around then you kind of have to be drunk inside before, and then you go outside when you got an alcohol blanket, and then you're like, all right, I can do this.
Alcohol blanket. I've never heard that term before.
Really? You
Really?
never heard
I've
that?
never heard that.
Really?
It's like
I use
drink
that all
enough.
the
It's
time.
like you don't even mind the temperature.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a nice alcohol blanket.
True.
Or like they call it a nightcap too, and you drink enough to just go to sleep, just like a little nightcap. You ever heard that one?
I thought that was like I thought that was more just to like
Go
get
get
you
it.
a little tipsy.
Yeah, get a
you know?
little whiskey on the rocks before going to bed or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, put a cap on the night, go to bed.
Yeah.
Dylan Turan said, "What up in the chat, boys?"
There
What
it
up,
is.
Turan?
What up, P Train?
Fellow SoCal.
Power Palos Verdes.
PV.
So when Colton was on here, he was telling us about some of the shenanigans that went down over in Suites. Being a little freshman, while all your friends were out enjoying the fraternity experience. What any funny, memorable, chafy shenanigans that went on,
Like in the fall time.
or just freshman year in general?
I don't know, man. I've been having so much fun like the last like 2.5 years. It's just kind of like all blends.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel that.
But I mean, we used to.
I feel like the Dirty Sea was probably so long ago in your mind. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't even know anymore.
There's also like so much going on like in Chafee like at any given time. Like everyone's always doing something.
Yeah.
And
There's nothing that stood out in your, like no one took like a shit in the shower or anything.
oh yeah. There was not in that sense. But, there was one time TJ was on a scooter just outside of Chafee our freshman year. He had a raft on his back, and like outside those the basketball stadium, like those big red poles that they put in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was riding through it. The raft got caught, and he like fell over the scooter, shattered his
Only
phone,
TJ.
and cracked his head open or something. Like, his head was bleeding when he
Jesus.
came inside, and
Damn.
And he probably just walked in and just like, oh yeah,
Hey,
I
Jake.
cracked my head open.
Yeah, dude. He had
I
a
don't know
nice,
how it happened.
he was like, "Yeah, dude, Kevin, can I borrow your car? Like, I gotta go to the Apple store." Like,
Dude,
That's
your
what he was
head's
worried
cracked
about.
open. You can't drive
that's the
my
only
car.
thing he said.
Yeah.
It wasn't like cracked open, but like he had a pretty like, nasty looking
Yeah.
cut on his head.
Yeah, dude, those scooters are dangerous when you've been drinking.
Or
That's
when it's
funny.
wet outside.
Yeah.
Or
Or
the
the-
combination of both. Happened to me
Yeah.
on Saturday. I
Yeah.
shit on Myrtle coming home from downtown.
Scooters are a dangerous thing.
Yeah. They're
Especially
nice
with
though.
the birds, the lines. All you have to do is type in yes
Yeah.
to drive them.
The spins you have to do like
Yeah,
a whole
dude,
test.
I've been on spin lately, and they keep it like pops up with a unicorn that like lights up every 2 seconds.
And you have
and
to tap it.
Yeah, if you don't get it immediately, it like fails you. You have to do it 3 times. like,
That's insane.
Every single
But,
time
like,
it's
they
taking
don't,
me
like-
3 tries.
They don't like not let you ride it though. They like
Yeah,
they kind of make it so you can still ride it.
dude, it's pretty hard though, honestly. Like if you don't tap it at the same like spacing every time, like you're
Yeah.
screwed basically.
Dange Turan said to pound your beer.
It's a little slushy, but
Let's play a game.
yeah.
Let's do it.
See
We
how
got
it's
the wide shot on. Oh, fresh too.
Yeah,
We'll get the shot going.
Courtesy of Ross, he's always bringing in the Coors Lights for this.
yeah.
Let's see here if it's
Got a bullet today. That one was in the back of the mini fridge, so it might be slushy.
let's see if it's a liquid yet.
You there?
Slight chunks, but
Slight ice chunks.
definitely drinkable. Yeah, mountains are very blue.
Yeah, they look very blue.
So I can't complain.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, this one's pretty much down, but
Yeah.
no more blue mountains over here.
Yeah. So come springtime, you decide to give it a go and come rush. What was that experience like for you? Having like a smaller pledge class and
And being a multi-pledge without kind of choice.
Yeah. Well, like before my whole rush process started, met at a White House for like a bonfire. It was like the week before rush week. Met all the guys. Met David and Matthias. Talked to Matthias for like 2.5 hours.
Shout him out.
Matthias Waro, I miss you.
Yeah, he's
watching.
coming this weekend, right?
Coming Thursday.
We're having him on the podcast this week.
That's lit. Met all those guys. Met Zeke. Zeke the freak. And then
Zeke. Miss that boy. I haven't seen him in ages.
Yeah. Well, he kind of turned his life around, so you can't really.
Yeah.
happy for him.
I'm not saying he was in the shitter. I'm just saying like he seems happier now. So
Oh
way
no,
happier.
absolutely.
yeah.
And just rush week happened. Went to meet the chapters, and everyone was just on their feet. Like every other room was just like suits and come in, sit down, do your thing. But these guys were just like excited that we were there.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed about rushing was that
Mm-hmm.
you know our fraternity, it was like you felt wanted and they seemed excited about it.
Oh yeah.
hmm
You know, it was just like okay, so these guys are actually like
And they don't really like bullshit with you at the
Yeah.
beginning either. Like they're like straight up. Like they're not trying to be like, oh yeah, we do this, and then never do it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then I mean I knew immediately I was gonna like suicide rush, but just that encounter just kind of like made it clear. Just, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. And then initiated 4 strong beloved brothers in that class. So
What's
What was in
the
your class?
it was Strecker, Chapstick, Talsma, and myself.
What's the phrase you guys always use? Quantity over quality.
Quality over quantity.
If we were talking that'd be Spencer Crab's pledge class. They would take the
Yeah.
cake for that.
Oh, yeah.
There's what, 2 of them?
Yeah, too.
Spencer's my big, actually. Shout out Spencer Crab if you're listening.
Shout out Spencer Crab.
He's got a
Yeah.
big race this weekend, Oregon Trail Rally.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I was talking to him the other day.
Oh, I thought you said raise at first. I was like, oh,
I'm sure he's getting one of those too, though.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, good luck to him in his race.
Yeah.
Love him.
So you kind of, and then so spring semester, you're still living in Chaffee. You were a pledge, and then came summertime. You were gone for like maybe a month, if that, right?
Left in the middle of March, came back up June.
Oh, okay, because you had to
So
leave
I
for
was
COVID,
gone. Yeah,
right?
COVID
Okay.
kind of kicked us out.
Yeah, so when you came back in June, though, I remember when David was moving in a courtyard, he was like desperate to find people. And so how was that process for like how did you and Matt end up there? Because like you like back then, like I'm not saying like you weren't the boy or anything, but like I personally at least didn't know you that well. So when he was like, oh, like McBroom's moving in, I was like, who the fuck? Like kind of how'd that go down?
I don't know. Like me and Kevin were looking for a place, and then we weren't really getting anywhere. And David hit me up one day. He was like, "Yo, like, what are your thoughts on living at Courtyard?" First thing I asked him is, "How much is it gonna cost?" Because
Yeah.
money's kind of tight right now. But
And that place is in like prime time location.
oh no,
So
it's a prime time location, and it's got its what's it called? It's had its work done over the few years. But
yeah.
it was a great time. Stracker hit me up. He was like, "Dude, like, let's move into Courtyard together." And yeah, let's just have a good
Rest
year.
is history.
That's dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted to live in one of those houses. Like I thought I wanted to live in Treehouse when we were freshmen, and then after like seeing like I stayed there like one night and woke up in the morning, I was like, this is the grossest place I've ever seen. Like I woke up in the morning and I'm like my hand touched the ground and it was sticky, and I was like, this is so nasty. It was like
Yeah.
after a party too. I was like, I can't imagine
'cause
like,
I-
every weekend.
Yeah, because I lived at Sunny sophomore year, and it was just like me and Bibby always joke. It was like even when it was nice, it was still gross.
Yeah.
And I felt so happy like moving to like more of like a real house. I was nicer, just like a little further away from campus.
Mhm.
And I remember like when you guys first moved into Courtyard, I would just always give you shit just because it was nice to be on the other side, and I'd be like walk in and just like talk shit about the house and like make jokes. Like, you guys, do you own any paper towels, or like if you had silverware, where would they be?
Yeah, I feel like that house has never been like furnished with like proper like house necessities, Like last year I walked in, you guys have plates? No, we just use paper towels. You guys have paper towels? No, we ran out of those too. It was like
Paper towels were always hard to come by at our house for sure.
so I feel like TP was too.
No,
Like that was a hard one.
Yeah, that's true, because a couple times I needed to use it at your house, and you'd be like, do you have any? You'd be like, I got like one more roll. It's like hidden under my bed.
Yeah,
like, you can go
they
use
hid 'em.
it.
yeah,
Did you really do that? You like hide your TP?
yeah. I mean, I even do that at my house now.
Smart
I'm
man.
the same scenario as you. I'm kind of farther away, nicer place.
You still gotta hide the TP.
Still gotta hide the
God,
TP
dude,
though.
Stays with him.
Damn.
He's
like
got
some
it on him at all
PTSD.
times.
Yeah, I gotta hide the 2-ply
Yeah, you gotta.
or the Charmin.
We got some
Yeah.
chat activity. We got Chapstick in the chat. Quality over quantity for you.
Yeah, Mason, what up?
And then Colby Martin wants a shout out, so shout out Colby Martin. And then he tell Mick Drizzle to pop his in right now.
I already got one in, guy.
There you go. You never know, Colby.
You never know. But so that summer too, like right after your freshman year, you moved into Courtyard, and then you joined an elite group and came to Fancy Freeze with me, and it was just me and Webby at the time working there.
Yeah.
How did like you already had that job lined up before you even like moved back to Boise in the summer, right? Like
No, I moved back. I think it was like the 10th or something. And the first thing I did was just kind of like start looking for jobs. And then you and Webb were like, yeah, like come work at the Freeze. It's like, the fuck's the Freeze? Dude? What the hell?
Freeze, man.
And he was like, yeah, dude, it's good pay, like good tips, and you get to hang out with the guy. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, let's do it. And then,
you've been there ever since.
yeah, I'm still there.
Are you a chef or is it kind of rotate?
I'm kind of a plethora of many talents.
It's the jack of all trades.
Yeah. I'm usually in the kitchen, though, cooking up some food. But every once in a while, I get to make some shakes and whatnot, so it's cool.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Did you think you'd still be here when you started like a year and a half ago now?
Still at the Freeze? If you guys were there, I'd probably still be there.
mean, you are still there.
I mean, yeah, but
Are you thinking about leaving soon or?
God, I hope my boss isn't listening right now. But yeah, a little bit.
I think she was watching.
It is what it is. Hi,
Do you
Matt.
really think they'd be watching? Why not?
I tagged Fancy Freeze.
Oh, okay.
They actually
Why?
sponsored this episode.
Rylan, stop.
Go get yourself a giant cheeseburger.
Made from the floor.
Nah, we don't do that.
Sorry, the wall.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Fancy Freeze though, like, because I remember like right before you started working there, it was so fun because we had like Britt was working there, Coco was working there, and then like a couple of the other teeks like kind of
Zeke
came and
worked there
gone.
for a minute, didn't he?
So
That was after though.
Yeah, Griff,
Yeah,
Coco.
because I remember, you know, it was still fun or
Yeah.
whatever, but it was just
Us.
like, yeah, it was just me and Webby, and then like I was like so happy that another one of the boys joined. Honestly, Fancy is a good time though working there.
It is a good time.
Say, you guys always seem to have fun. Most
Yeah.
times. Sometimes you came home, Dange, like when you were working there, you would just seem fucking miserable, like you were just done with your fucking life.
I mean, when you work fast food, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Especially when it's like close at 9 and then 8:55 rolls around.
Dude,
You get
that's the
5
worst.
cars coming up. You're like,
or during a rush, and then you hear Rylan Dawson through the speaker. Hey, how much for a discount, or how much for a discount for a spicy chick?
Bro, I was getting off
Um,
work, all right?
Coming like every other lunch break.
I don't do that. I worked at a restaurant at home in high school. It was a frozen yogurt shop, and people would come in 5 minutes before. I had the store all clean, mopped up, ready to go, closed, locked down, and dude, they come in and make a fucking mess with like they like miss their cup with the yogurt, and it's like goes all over the machine. It's like, you fucking kidding me? Like
Just have to resweep the floors and shit.
literally, bro. I have to get the mop back out. I have to clean the machine again. Like it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I don't want to get McBroom in trouble, but on the employee side, we did stuff like that here and there. Probably wouldn't pass any regulations, but
Yeah.
That was
I feel
back
like
then
every-
before McBroom worked
Every
there.
Back in the-
employee's
yeah,
guilty
yeah.
of that. Like, it's out of my pay grade. Might as well.
literally like we're supposed to be closed, and you just ordered like 4 meals.
Yeah.
you want to tell them about the ice cream cone?
Yeah, so one of my favorite things to do when it was slow was to mess with McBroom. And I remember one time he was like, made himself like a Butterfinger sundae. We were both working in the kitchen, and he's just eating it, like hating his life. Just like, that was his one little bit of joy for that whole shift was that Butterfinger sundae.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just casually, I'm like, oh, dude, how's that sundae? He's like, honestly, man, it's pretty good. And then I smacked it out of his hand. And it like went all over the place, like it was on his face, on his clothes.
Ceiling.
And as soon as
Oh my god.
it was funny, but as soon as I did it, I just felt like shit because no one is better at making you feel like shit than McBroom. And he's just like looking down at the ground, like at the spilt ice cream, just ice cream all over his face. And I was like, I'm sorry, man, I'll go make you a new one. And he just, no, it's cool, it's cool.
It's
cool.
No, dude, it's fine, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I remember that day too because we had a big rush. I think it was like a summertime, no?
I probably.
Something like that. But it was like a lunch rush. It was
Yeah.
brutal.
That's fucking funny.
I would just like do random shit. Like I'd go up to our boss and I'd be like, act like I told you McBroom was talking mad shit about you like last night, and come up to him and be like, heard you had some shit to say to me,
So
McBroom.
fucked.
It was like his second or third day of working there. Like he was still training and stuff. And then our boss comes up and she's like, McBroom, I heard you had something to say about me last night. And he was like, what are you talking about? What are you like? Before he knew, she was like kind of chill and stuff. It was like,
just freaking out. Like, what? I didn't say anything.
I was like,
Yeah.
I just started, man. I need a job.
That's fucking good.
yeah, good times though.
Yeah, you gotta haze him a little bit.
Yeah. What would you say
The
was,
newbie
like,
at
your-
the job?
Like, what memory like sticks out to you from working there?
Definitely the giant cheeseburger one.
We don't.
Yeah, tell the story. Come on.
Yeah, what's you can't bring
On
it
a
up and then
podcast.
just
You can tell McBroom.
Okay. So it was probably like 10 minutes before we closed. Danger was working grill. I was working fryers.
Just though, pretense here. I could be kind of a diva in there sometimes.
You? Danger? A diva?
Yes, Rylan. There were like I would just during a rush, like I just would 90% of the time I wasn't having it, and then it was the same thing for this. So I regret what I said, but McBroom, you can.
I'll
tell.
paraphrase it a little bit, just to save face. But they come in, order 2 giant cheeseburger meals, and for those
Grills
of you guys,
half closed and clean, and
yeah, it's like we're ready to get out of there. And giant cheeseburgers are like triple patties, triple cheese. They ordered 2 meals of that. And
Jeez,
Danger.
that sounds like a heart attack.
Danger said something he regrets, but he was pissed off, and I was dying laughing. It was probably the funniest
What did he
thing I'd
say?
ever heard.
Yeah, what is it? Are we not allowed
Okay,
to
so
hear
it was like I made him super shitty. I was just pissed off. Did it super quick, half-assed it. And I'm just like, all right, there's your fucking 2 giant cheeseburgers for you and your fat fucking wife.
Oh my god.
I mean, he didn't hear me. I just said it to McBroom, but like in the moment, I was pissed, and he
Yeah.
was laughing his ass off for the
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
You didn't say
nothing
it
like
to him,
crazy,
though?
nothing crazy.
You
Or,
didn't-
or like the times when like people would like order up front, and then you just scream like from the kitchen, like, "What the fuck?" Just like say their name,
They
and
like just catch it like walking away from the
Well,
counter. They're
no,
like,
they
"What
cut.
the
The,
fuck?"
no, they would like the person working the window would come back and be like, "Danger, I can hear you." That means they can hear you. It's just like
Yeah,
Whatever.
I
I'm
don't
just-
know how I didn't get fired. I'll be honest. I was kind of a piece of shit worker. I
I'm
mean,
just
like I
sitting
worked
there like
hard,
an
but
angel too, and Danger's just being a diva.
well, I got that. There's this guy who used to work. I mean, you've heard about him. His name was Kruger, and he was kind of like the one who like kind of trained me in the kitchen. And if you thought I was bad, he was 100 times worse than me with that type of stuff. And I remember like first time I was like learning how to like kind of take orders in the front and stuff. It was again right before close. Somebody orders a garden burger, and garden burgers are like frozen. You gotta like they take forever to like thaw on the
Is
grill
that like
and
a
stuff.
vegetarian burger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the guy Kruger was working in the grill, and I'm still ringing them up, but it already came through in the back. And he walks up with them right there as they're paying, and he goes, "Tell them fucking no." I'm like, oh my god. And then our boss wasn't there because we were closing, so nothing happened out of it. But the customer just kind of walked
Damn.
away. I'm just like, fuck.
They left? They didn't pay for it or what?
No, like I think they just acted like they didn't hear it, but
They're-
he was.
Oh, so they got their burger?
So I like pretend like I'm right here,
Yeah,
like
probably
this is the
frozen.
window.
Yeah.
He was probably like as close as you are to me right now, yelling that at them.
Did he already pay for it or no?
It was like in the process of paying.
So he still got his burger or no?
Yeah, and
Oh,
then there were other
fuck.
times like,
He's probably like, fuck, these guys are
Yeah.
going to spit in my food.
Yeah.
Like, they already don't want to make it.
and then there were other times like I'd be working the front, and he was in the kitchen, and it was right before close, and they'd order a big meal from the front, and he would just be pissed right at whatever, and then like, if you work front, you're the one who's supposed to go and like call out the order, like, oh, order from McBroom or whatever, and he would just walk up and just like look at everyone for like 5 seconds, holding the bag of food just in silence, and he'd just be like, "Jake," and just slam it and just walk back to the kitchen.
Jake.
So that's the reason. Like part of it was just because I was a dick sometimes, but it was also
Yeah, I mean, you get trained by a
yeah,
diva,
you
you're gonna
know,
be a diva.
exactly, yeah. And then once he kind of fired or quit, depending on who you ask, I was like, okay, I should probably calm down a little bit. I still need this
That's
job.
like when there's someone doing worse than you, like, then you don't have to calm down, you know? Like, that guy
Yeah.
was putting out a worse image
I'd
than
be
you
like, because
were.
I complained, but not as bad as him.
Yeah.
And then he left. I'm like, all right, I gotta. And then I want to be a supervisor to get a raise and stuff, so I really had to chill out. But
You a supervisor, Jake?
After 3 or 4 months of starting, yeah.
Oh boy.
set a record.
Is that record fast time for a supervisor?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Big time.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
He's a pimp. He's a simp. He's a record breaker. What isn't he?
But how has kind of like the last 2 years of college been for you? I mean, we always talk about like because of COVID, it flew by. After you came back that summer, started working at Fancy with some of us, and we're in the fraternity. Like, kind of, how's the last 2 years been for you?
I mean, I was talking to Keith about this today too. Like, it's just kind of flown by. Like, it's honestly been like a movie. Just because, I mean, I'm in an environment I never thought I'd be at. Working at a job I thought I'd never work at. Being a part of an organization I didn't think I'd be a part of. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been shitty at times, but overall I can't complain.
Anything like stand out, like memory from like college that like stands out? Just like my episode about the Giants at work. Is there anything crazy story that
The
stands out?
Giants at work.
Probably my
cheeseburgers.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the giant people.
No, there's probably just like 2 high schoolers, and I was just being a dick.
Oh.
probably my first fishbowl, Diaz and Brits.
but,
That was a memory I'm never gonna forget.
That place is sweet.
I
yeah,
think we're doing it again this weekend. That's what I heard.
But
That'll be nice. A little fishbowl action.
you're on
for
one. You want to
Halloween.
elaborate on that or what?
Yeah, what was so special about it? It was just a
Am
good,
I
just a
allowed
good.
to?
Yeah.
I guess
You
so.
can say anything.
well, fish bowls, everyone's supposed to get a partner. I didn't find a partner, so I did it by myself.
And just some context. What is a fishbowl?
Fishbowl. So we bought like actual fish bowls or like cookie jars or something. You pour a fifth of whatever alcoholic drink you'd like, and then your chaser or whatever, hence a fish bowl. You drink all of it, and then you're done. But I killed mine in about an hour. And
To yourself, just by yourself.
yeah, I
Pretty
was
good.
I was so excited about it too. Like I was cheering. Like,
You were
oh, I'm
hyped
done.
about how
I
fast you did it?
Finished first.
Yeah.
Set my thing down. I had some guests put theirs and mine, and
Oh, and it kept going.
Then after
it just
that,
then it
it's
just
been
kept
going,
going,
then
and
you're
then
on-
It like never emptied out for some reason. Like you
Mhm.
always had a little bit left.
before I know
somehow.
it, I'm on a tire just nightcapped.
Oh, dude, I remember that now.
So
I remember. I think it was. I want to say it was like Britt or Colby. If it wasn't them, I'm sorry. But like, you literally were like every time you'd finish, you know how they have those like that like staircase.
yeah,
Like you'd like get up on the second step and like say, guys, and you'd hold up like your fish. I finished, and while you like weren't looking, like someone would dump like
I think it was Pilato.
It was maybe it was.
I think it was Pilato.
And yeah, they just dumped just enough to, like, it looked like enough. It was like about 2 drinks. They're like, Jake, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You still have some left. You're like, fuck, guess I gotta finish.
Pilato acts innocent, but in reality, he can be a little sneaky sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's a sneaky link.
The other night at Roddy's, he had the hardest punch at the bag.
I saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
He beat out Colby. He beat out Will Boss. He beat out.
Damn. Wouldn't
Well,
want to be
yeah.
taking a haymaker from him in a bar fight.
Dude, I know. He almost caught the machine too, like on his like follow through. It was pretty gnarly.
Oh, like just straight up punch the wall of the machine.
Yeah, it was just damn near.
Damn.
But speaking of downtown McBroom, I know this is a
Good segue.
subject you love, but you hang out with like mostly like guys who are seniors, right, or like juniors, but a lot of the juniors are 21. And I know you love that you're like the only one who's not 21 out of like, you know, a lot of your friends. And I was in the same boat last year. You knew how.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, like how's that been for you? Like, is it honestly like as shitty as you make it sound?
I mean, it sucks. Just considering I'm at your guys' house, and then it's like a 10-person group, and they're like, "Oh, let's go hit Broadway. Like, let's go do all this stuff." It's like, "Oh, okay, for sure." Like, I'll just
Hold down the fort.
either that or just take the toe heel express home. But
Some Chevrolets on home.
yeah, I mean, I'm looking at about 100, maybe a little bit less days.
You know the day, don't act
I actually
Yeah,
don't. I
100.
haven't checked in a while, but
The last like 5 times I've asked you how many days, you're like,
Oh,
107, 15 hours, and 5 minutes.
it's on,
What-
it's on his college football board.
let's look it up.
But I mean, Danger, we were in that boat last year.
Yeah.
Our birthdays
Yeah.
are pretty-
That's why like I
close.
feel for him because that's exactly
Yeah.
how I was. But honestly, like, and you work more on the weekends, like opening than I did last year. Honestly, that kind of helped. Would be like, well, I mean, I don't know if I'd even go anyways because I work at 9. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
Yeah.
that kind of helps. But if you're like not working or anything, you have nothing going on the next day, and your night kind of ends a little prematurely.
yeah. So I'm at 99 days now.
Oh,
Oh,
under 100. Let's
nice.
go.
Sub 100. So
Damn.
Birthday is February 1st, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So big things to come.
Probably celebrate for 100 day. You know,
Yeah.
get excited.
Oh yeah.
Should have brought him a beer to shotgun.
Should've.
No, that's okay.
But yeah. So speaking of like, you played football in college. You love Boise State football. Rylan talked about your little college football board, your whiteboard in your house. You want to talk about that a little bit? You're very proud of it.
Oh yeah, I love my board. So every week after college games end, every Sunday, usually around like 1:00, they post like the new AP Top 25. So I've got that updated every week. I've got the next 10 teams receiving votes in the top 25. I always do like 8 to 10 top matchups of the week. For my buddies that do like sports betting, I give in my take on who they should pick for their week, their parlays and whatnot.
Are you big on sports betting or not really?
No, I never really got into it.
You're like a ghost better. You will like call out bets I see, or like, you know, like, oh, I would have bet that and that, but
Yeah.
like you're not like, you know, throwing money down, which is
Oh,
probably
yeah.
good. But
I'm like a what's it called, like a suppressant for my buddies that are addicted to it, I guess.
shout out Webby
Shout out Webby.
and Brett.
Rylan, do you remember that one time you owed some money to a bookie, and he was gonna come over to my house, and Within
Yeah.
5 seconds of us saying that.
I was
I gotta
gone.
go. I gotta go do this. And you were out of there in like 5 seconds after
yeah.
we said he's on his way.
I had some errands to go do.
Okay.
Sure.
I paid the bookie.
Okay. We'll have to fact
Eventually.
check that.
Yeah.
Go for it.
But I mean, if I had to pick a favorite sport, I would pick college football just because it's different than the NFL in so many ways.
It's not
Yeah.
as soft.
It is not as soft.
The
I
NFL
agree.
is so fucking soft.
But,
Yeah. I feel like there's like more chances for players to like excel more, and like they can put on more of a show because not everyone's like at the same like
Yeah.
expert level, you know.
And I don't like support the whole idea of like being able to like pay college players through endorsements. And
Really? You're against that?
I am just because like you're in college, like you're playing college football to like get to the next level.
Sure.
And if you're getting paid while in college, you're just gonna like it just seems like you're not gonna give as much effort with it.
I mean, here's my take on that is like I don't think they should be paid just to play, but I like the NIL deals and stuff like that was kind of bullshit like when NCAA was going on and like like Johnny Manziel, right, was when he was Heat at Texas A&M,
Mm-hmm.
and they wouldn't use his name, but it was the player in the game was like same height, same weight,
Same
It was, like,
number.
same
same
ability,
yeah.
but like they wouldn't like recognize him. Like I like the NIL deal, but I don't think people should be paid just to play.
Oh yeah.
Like-
I get that.
Like Bryce Young, the quarterback for Alabama, made like $1 million in 2
Oh,
days just on the NIL deals.
Damn.
Fucking gnarly.
They're getting paid.
So are they getting paid directly from the schools, or is it more like
Sponsorship.
Sponsorships.
okay?
Licensing.
Can
out
they
the
get
name.
paid directly from schools, or no? Is it they only
No,
got a
I
lot of
don't
I mean, if
think
sponsorship?
so.
the school sponsors them, they can.
I mean,
but
I don't think like can like a school sell like a jersey with like your name on it, but
No,
you
they still can't do
can't
that.
do that still.
No.
Okay.
I thought
like,
that was
they
what
could
it
go to,
should have
like-
been for.
I think they could go to like Fanatics or like Majestic or whoever makes the NFL jersey and be like, yo, like if I ink a deal with you guys can sell my my name because they can basically sell. They're selling their own IP,
Mhm.
intellectual property. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely shouldn't get paid to play, but yeah, if you got a sponsor too, by all means, go for it.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as that. Like, why take that opportunity away from them?
Yeah, they're working their ass off too, just as much as a regular athlete, and going
Yeah.
to school.
That's like TikTok
the biggest
saying you
thing.
can't get paid if you do like a TikTok that's like an ad for like Carl's Jr. or something. Like to me that doesn't make any sense.
That you can't or can?
You can't. I'm saying like
Oh,
if
yeah,
like
yeah.
it to me it'd be the same thing if if like TikTok was like
Mhm.
no you can't do that. But,
Yeah,
So I know you're a big Notre Dame fan.
Go Irish, baby.
Where did that come from, and who do you root for harder?
So my stepmom, her father-in-law from a previous marriage played for Notre Dame, and then his dad played for Notre Dame. So when their whole family became a part of my life, every Saturday they'd just be like, yo, like, come watch this game. Like, we're big Notre Dame fans. And just from then on, it just kind of like, wow, like, these guys are dope. The traditional aspect of the uniforms and
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
yeah.
I had a buddy back in elementary school I played baseball with, and his grandparents owned a construction company, and it was like a really big construction company. They had a huge their house was on a huge pad, and they had like a baseball field there and their pool, but their pool was the tiles that are around like the edge of the water, like
Yeah.
the top. They were all Notre Dame tiles, and then around the pool, like spread out, there were the Notre Dame logo like in the concrete. It was pretty sick.
That is sick.
That's tight.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Brian Kelly this year just became the winningest Notre Dame coach in history. Passed out like legendary coaches like Newt Rockne and
Damn.
a
Congrats.
few other guys. So that was cool.
So in the off chance Boise State and Notre Dame went head to head, who'd you be cheering for?
They could have played a bowl game my freshman year, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Had Boise State won one more game or something like that.
Really?
Or something. It would have been a New Year's Six game.
It ain't gonna be this year.
Yeah, definitely not. I would probably wear like a Notre Dame t-shirt and then a Boise State sweater.
So you'd be on the fence.
I'd be conflicted.
Get one of those shirts. It's like cut in half and stitched
Yeah.
together.
Something like that.
It's like when the parents have like two kids in professional sports and they're playing at the same time. They like split the jersey.
Yeah, those are sick. I've seen those.
I think the Seegers have one.
Was
So
that
do
like,
the Watts.
so like 7 people in the whole world get to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
That'd be pretty rare.
just to have.
Super kids.
Yeah.
What are your goals after college? I mean, you only got like a year and a half left now. It's flying by. You're a kinesiology major, right?
Yeah, so in a perfect world, I would like to go to PT school. Boise doesn't offer that, so I'd have to transfer to another school for that. But that'd be huge. Just to be able to do that, 3 more years PT school, and then start my career. I don't want to have a family or anything until like I'm like fully ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah. How long does
But-
PT school take?
Like 3 more years.
3 more. Okay.
It's like dental school.
Yeah, but you need to take like an entrance exam. You gotta pass that. It's kind of like the bar, I guess, but in different.
And then you have to like hands-on experience and shit too.
Yeah, and that's kind of where like internships come in. So
Okay.
anybody in the Boise area listening, need an intern for PT, let me know.
Because you applied for St. Luke's job, right?
Yeah,
Was
I wanted to work in the like the ER, the ED.
Okay. Would
but-
that have counted towards like experience for?
I mean,
PT or
it
not?
would have been a step in the right direction for sure. I don't know if
Mhm.
it would have counted necessarily, but
Right.
Yeah, I feel like anything in like the medical field would be a step in the right direction.
yeah, just kind of be able to practice that regularly and get familiar with everything.
Where do you see yourself living after college?
I mean, ideally, Oregon would be sick. Just it's nice and cold. Usually, like I like the gloomy weather, not like Seattle type stuff, but Oregon, like it's kind of. I've been there a few times. Just
Oregon's awesome in the summer
Oregon's
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
What part? I think if I lived in Oregon, I'd
West
have to
coast
go
of
West
Oregon.
Coast for
Yeah,
sure.
no, East Coast of Oregon is pretty rural.
Yeah.
So
That's where I'm going. I'm going to the East Coast.
east of Oregon.
Oh, I thought you said East
But
Coast.
Oregon, East Coast.
Oh
baby.
yeah, no, not
My
the
bad.
East Coast, just the
Ontario,
eastern
let's go.
side of
I mean,
Oregon.
it would be
meant.
cool though too, like to like go to Texas, just live in Texas.
Texas gets cold
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, it does. They had like their first snowfall or something last year in like 20 years.
Damn.
I heard there's some place in Texas you really want to go, McBroom. It's like south. Danger was telling me about it the other
Oh,
day.
was it St. Padre
Yeah.
Yeah.
spring break? But
What's there?
Sounds
Is it
like a
just-
shit-
it's
sounds
it's just like a
spring
really
break
good,
spot?
like affordable college kid like spring break location.
Is it on the?
It's like low-key
in the
the
Gulf of
South Beach
Mexico?
of Texas, from what it looked like.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah,
Isn't
It's
South
like-
Beach
it's-
ghetto?
it's really down next to Mexico.
yeah. The Gulf of Mexico water's pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's
though.
gross.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like next to like Corpus Christi.
it's like Quinn's
Yeah.
Pond
Ew.
and E. coli.
Yeah.
But that'd be pretty fun though. Still, it's probably warm.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, anywhere but California, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we were talking about this like a week ago. What places do you like kind of want to like go and travel to?
Like in the United States or just worldwide.
Whatever. I mean, like, you know.
I want to go to Nashville.
It's
Dude, my
fire.
sister just moved there.
Wait till you're 21 though.
Yeah, no, I want to go to. I want to visit every MLB stadium for sure. Fenway and Wrigley are my top 2 places I want to go. I'd say maybe like Spain, Germany, just because I'm a big history nut. So anything like World War II related,
You have Spanish in your blood, right? Or
yeah.
okay.
So I mean, I speak a little bit of Spanish, but
Can you give us a little bar?
I mean, I can understand it better than I can speak it. I just kind of have like that white
So
boy.
you and David kind of have a little bit of lingo going.
Yeah, we talk sometimes, but I gotta keep practicing that.
I'd
for
like
sure.
to hear that.
You really never heard
feel
of
like-
him and McBroom? Kind of like
No.
it's only a few words like here and there, but
Like when he gets really mad, David, like he like screams in Spanish.
Would
And
you
I
like
like-
say
I was
something
gonna
bad?
say-
And I like try to calm him down a little bit.
I was gonna say like, I mean, David's like a, you know, he's like a big guy. He's like super tall and stuff, right? But like, he's like super nice too, right? Like he's never someone like, oh fuck, like he might beat my ass right now. You know,
Yeah.
like he never really gets to that level. But I remember, I think it was Webby when we were at Sunny. He really pissed him off, and David just stands up over him, like
I have that video.
he's just towering over him, just chewing him out in Spanish. And that was like one of the few times where I was like, fuck, I kind of want to steer clear of David right now. Like, I don't want to get in the crossfire of that.
I remember that. Webby was just being a fucking asshole though, or like he was doing something like just pesky, and it finally David just blew up, and he's like, yeah, I couldn't even repeat what he was saying, but I have that video somewhere, and he was going off.
Yeah, I know when he like lowers his eyebrows and starts screaming in Spanish, I need to give him a few.
And then he
few
raises
minutes.
his hand, he raises like the finger to like start pointing at the sky and shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, how was living with David? I mean, when I was at Sunny, I fucking loved it.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, David's one of those guys that's like for life. So I mean, I know you guys did this too, but just going on like late night drives, just kind of talking about everything,
Yeah.
just going over every aspect of our lives and like breaking down if you need to. Like he's the perfect person for that. Just because
He's one of those people where he just always got like life advice, like take it or leave it, right?
Yeah, dude, I've had some midnight bonfire talks with the dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, part of like even with everybody in the fraternity, like I feel comfortable like doing that with anyone. That's why I like camping trip. It's a lot of fun just because you kind of get to talk to each other about it.
So you're Zeta's Mr. Think Pink.
I am.
So I mean that's like their, sweetheart pretty much, right? Like, how was that process like running for that, and like what was stuff you actually had to do, and like just how was the experience of being Think Pink?
It was weird with COVID going on, just because we weren't really able to do too many in-person events. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, I've got a lot of friends in Zeta, so they were like kind of like supporting Jordan and I when we like went through the whole process. We made a pretty good TikTok, which is what I think Tanner Stoker and Jacob Sneed should do, just because they get a kick out of that.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you guys' TikTok.
TikTok
You're on
always
like the
kill
mini
it.
bike and stuff for a little bit or something.
Yeah, we took pictures on
It was
Ryland's ped,
Yeah.
but it was awesome. Like all those girls, like they love all of us, and just the process was super sick.
That's dope. It sounds super fun. Like you get to meet a lot of people.
Yeah,
and
you
It
guys
is.
look like you had hella fun.
Like they got like 160 something members or something.
Oh wow.
So
More than that.
it's like I don't even think I've met everyone yet, but
Yeah, because I was gonna
Probably
say like
not.
with that stuff, like even if you don't win, like the experience and like
Oh,
all the
yeah.
people you meet, like it's got to be so sick.
Mm.
yeah, even if it's just like going to class, and just like seeing them, just like, oh hey, like how you doing? Just like building those connections, like that's
Mhm.
ultimately what it's all about.
I feel like I couldn't do that because I'm so bad with names.
Oh yeah, dude, names were so hard.
Yeah, it's so many people to meet all at once. Like just in like a 2-week period, just trying to remember 160 names. Like not, you obviously wouldn't meet all of them, but like
Yeah,
maybe half, like 100 or like 80. Like that's way too many names to remember in one day.
yeah, and it's nice too because like the Lincoln girls, they kind of rep Zeta, and they've got all these friends that are in Zeta that are always together. So when we'd go hang out with them last year, just reassuring it's on names and it was a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
So to kind of wrap up here, overall, I mean, like, just how would you just sum up like your college experience to this point?
The best time of my life, without a doubt. I mean, I've met great people. I'm in a great bond. Got a good paying job. It's the best.
It's good. That's what we like to hear.
Oh yeah.
What's next for McBroom? What's coming around the corner? What are we looking at? What are we looking for?
Only big things.
Only big things from Pimp, for
Pimpin'
sure.
and simpin'. That's the you see the title of this episode?
I did not.
It's How to Be a Pimp. That's what I titled it.
Can you give us some pointers on that first, so we're not
Yeah, so we don't
clickbait? Yeah.
So it's not clickbait.
Like, how do you make it look so easy?
Really, you just gotta have a good mustache. That's the first one.
Dress like a
I'm-
dad.
Dress,
Writing this
dude.
down.
People love the dad fits. Just thrift and get some good ones going.
We'll keep it in mind.
The footwork.
The footwork's key.
Even at fancy when we would just play some Pitbull or Big
Oh,
Booty Mix.
we would go crazy.
Some big booty mix.
That's the life of the party.
And I feel like you got to be a fan of Dixieland Delight too.
Oh yeah, that really gets people's attention. Especially
That's what we should have had our intro music be today. That would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know, just
What's up with you in that song? Give us a little backstory, like just why
well, as soon as I figured out this was like our song,
anthem.
yeah, just especially like when I was pledging, I put my AirPods in, like going to and from class. I just listened to it.
You
learned
listened to
every
it
word.
outside of the party scene?
Oh yeah,
Oh my
Dude,
god.
it's a good song.
I had
did
to make
too.
sure I stood out in every way, shape,
It's
or
too
form.
slow. I always speed it up. Whenever I DJ it for you guys at parties, I always speed it up. I don't think anyone ever recognizes it because you guys are too hammered.
To me, the
but-
best parts are the ones you ad lib.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, oh yeah. But like, if you listen to it, it's very slow.
it is a
Mhm.
slow song. Yeah,
And I use I'll use the single edit version because it's a little quicker and it's not as long.
That makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I would be waiting a while, but sometimes I feel like I can't get the whole verse out, like my whole like little extra ad lib into it, like when it's going fast.
Well, I don't speed it up to where like, yeah, you can't like sing it, but you know,
Well, yeah, no, I feel like it's just on
just to
one of
give
them.
it,
Like
keep
just
the party
like,
beat going.
Fuck BYU or something.
As long as we make sure that Provo knows their spot,
Oh,
especially after this year, they can I'm okay with how the pace of Dixieland's going.
Yeah.
They're aware.
Do you have any advice to someone who's coming into college or who's a freshman?
Yeah, just get out, like get out of your shell. Like if you're a quiet, introverted person, just open up.
Give him a Shia LaBeouf.
Just do it. Yeah, literally, just do it. Like for real.
Yeah.
Or like Ben Stiller and Starsky and Hutch. Have you seen that movie?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it, man.
Just do it.
I
You
mean,
can do it. You can do it all night long.
especially if you're a freshman, live in Chafee.
Yeah.
You're kind of forced to if you're in Chafee.
Dude,
yeah.
Chafee, the Dirty Sea is the easiest way to meet people.
Like you have to try to be an introvert to be an introvert there. I think.
Oh yeah, like I knew everybody on my floor, and I didn't even hang out with 90% of them.
Yeah.
And
Just do it.
just do it.
You never know.
Yeah.
Because you never know too, like what you could like figure it out about yourself, like in the process.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true. Just putting yourself into different situations. You see like what you do and don't thrive in. Figure yourself out.
Yeah,
You got to take the leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
But appreciate you coming on, McPimp.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Oh yeah, it's been a good time.
Love rehashing some memories that maybe I'm not super fond of or proud of, but
It's fun.
it's good to rehash them. And until next time, you never know.
Thank you.